Testing, testing. Perfect, perfect. Hear myself. Hope you guys are having a great start of the week. Hope you guys had a good trading day today. If you guys took any trades, um, if not, that's okay, right? Personally, I didn't take any trades either. It's been a pretty slow last couple weeks, so just kind of got to push through. You know what I mean? So it's all good. It's part of the game. Gonna give everybody a few minutes here to join, then we'll get started. If you guys have any questions about any pairs, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. The pairs we're going to be going over in specific are going to be the ones with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with US oil, starting from the top to the bottom, going in order. So if you have a question about a pair that's not on our list, we'll go over it at the end of the stream. If you have a question about a pair that we do have on our list, we'll go over it once we go over it. If you missed it, then I'll do it again at the end. It's all good. Hello, welcome, Jessica. Welcome back, welcome back. And for the people watching the recording, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. You know I'm always available, so just let me know. Again, gonna give everybody a few minutes to join, and then we will get started. Any questions in the meantime, let me know. If not, then we'll get started. Shouldn't be a long session, but we'll do what we gotta do. We'll talk about what we have to talk about, and then we'll go on from there. Mr. Bashir, welcome to the stream, my brother. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I'm just also making the tweet for the post, making the post for Twitter that we're live. Okay, cool. Alright, again, just gonna give everybody till 7 p.m. and then 7 p.m. we'll get started. Turn the stream on a few minutes early, so wanted to give everybody time to join up, get ready, and get locked in. My bad, man. I'm fucking doing 1,000 things at once. Allergies are going crazy. Nose itches. I just ate those, so I'm good. I feel good. Any questions again, guys? In the meantime, let me know. If not, again, feel free to ask any questions at any point. Anything you guys want me to go over again, anything you guys want me to explain, something that's not making sense, just let me know, and we'll go over that. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know, and we'll also get that taken care of. Yep, we could check ETH. I'll do that at the end of the session. Alright, so let's get started. So AU, we'll start from the top to the bottom just since it's the start of the week. Let's go ahead and get everything. So we know the daily time frame, we wouldn't have to really update anything towards, obviously up until the end of the month. So we'll really update the 4 hour, update the 4 hour highs and 4 hour lows, see if we have any continuations, anything to update. If not, we'll then go down to the 30 minute highs, 30-minute lows. We'll look for any continuations and then see where we're at when it comes to looking for the trade. So for AU, we know that we're still in an overall downtrend. We know we're still in A2 looking for that third push to the bottom. Right, so again, for AU, we have push 1, first zone of consolidation, push 2, second zone of consolidation. Price went down, gave us the break of our low, gave us the valid break, gave us a lower low, which is again the structure we're trading is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? So we're looking for that set lower high. We also know we have that gap at the top of the market. So again, even looking at candlesticks here on the daily time frame, if you zoom in, which again zoomed in, you're just looking at the 4 hour and 30-minute candlesticks that are being printed. We can still see higher highs being made, higher high, higher high, higher high. Right? So we know that right now AU is still making higher highs and higher lows. So we have no continuations on the daily, no continuations on the 4 hour, but price is still just testing these highs. Right? We haven't broken these highs just yet, but we could still see higher highs being made. And on the 30-minute, that's what we could see. We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. 30-minute still giving us higher highs and higher lows. We have a day of rise, no continuations. I'm still not going to update the 4 hour high just yet, just because let me see something. I'm not going to update the 4 hour high just yet until we get a valid BOS. If we don't get a valid BOS, then that's okay. We'll just keep this like this. So AU just waiting it out. Price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows, so not looking for any trades on AU. AUDCAD, we know we're still in A1, which is the first zone of consolidation. Price still hasn't given us a valid break of the low, but we could still see the downtrend, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, right into the lower high. Price on the 4-hour gave us a nice little shoulder head shoulder, where price shoulder head shoulder, right? Where price gave us a break of the low, gave us a retest, went right back down to the bottom. Right now on the external view, we can see that price is pretty much giving us another daily shoulder head shoulder. So our next point of interest where we would want to see price break is going to be these lows to continue the push back down to the bottom, right? Or price is going to give us a rejection of the lows to go back to the top side, right? Which right now on AUDCAD, we don't have any gaps in the market, but again, we're still in the zone of consolidation. The same way price rejected here and went highs is the same thing that price did here, and is the same thing that price could do here every single time. Right? So without that valid break, we can't say that we're trading in a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high area. Right? We have no continuations on the 4-hour time frame either. And then on the 30-minute, we have a day of drop and then a day of rise. No continuations. Price gave us lower low, lower high, and I'm not going to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. I'm going to say that all of this is part of the same lower low, lower high, lower low. And so we're still trading between this lower high and this lower low. And we have a day of rise. Any questions, guys? Just let me know. Euro AUD daily time frame. We are in level 3. We are still missing a few pips till peak high, so we're still putting our bets on the fact that price is still going to be on the uptrend. We had 3 weeks of rise. On the 3rd week, price gave us a rise drop. We were expecting that 4th week variation last week to the top side. This week, we could now be expecting price to either give us a pullback, or price is just going to give us a no net, a day where price just moves sideways, right? And after 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and we ended up going down. So the market is doing exactly what it has to do right now with this pair, right? 30-minute time frame. We know we had higher high, higher low, and then price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. This is where I don't really like saying that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, but for the sake of looking at where we're at, right, we know that we're trading higher high and lower low, right, because price gave us a change of character. Right, however, these are the lows we want to see price. We need to see price break these lows. And we don't have a valid break yet. Let's see if we have any engulfing candles or something. Euro AUD, is this a pair? We have a gap at the bottom. That would be my only thing. Hate trading with gaps. Right, I do like this engulf, like not engulfing, I like the fact that price gave us a rejection of the lows. Right, but price still hasn't given us a valid. No engulfing candles. Structure on the 1 minute is still lower low and lower high. On the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, it's still uptrending in the 1 minute too, technically. That's alright, we'll wait it out. I'm in no rush. EURCAD, daily time frame. We are in level 2 in an uptrend, right? We were in V1, first zone of consolidation. Price gave us the break, higher high, and we've been sitting in this higher high, right? No continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, price gave us a push to the top side, which is perfect, the week of rise. No continuations as of yet. Still have a gap at the bottom. And we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us a day of drop and then a day of rise. Euro USD, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. We had a drop rise. Price gave us a 4th day push to the top side, and it already gave us that 3rd week push to the top side as well for this week. So Euro USD already gave us the move we were wanting. Now, the overall move to either continue or to get a pullback, that's the question, right? Because Euro USD, we know that, okay, we're in an overall uptrend. We were in V1, we were in the first zone of consolidation, price gave us the break, and now we're sitting at the higher high, right? After price gave us the break, it gave us a higher high. So we know we're looking for a pullback. In order for us to continue a higher high, higher low, higher high, in order for us to say we're going to get a higher low to continue into a higher high, we need to see a valid break of these highs. And we still have testing candles on the daily time frame. We still have testing candles on the 4-hour with exhaustion candles, right? And then on the 30-minute time frame, same thing. We have pretty much triple top, right? So and we have an engulfing candle going short. Price missed it by a fraction of a pip. Well, so with that being said, right, the fact that price didn't give us a valid break of these highs just yet, I am expecting price to still give me a pullback. Regardless of everything else, we still have this gap at the bottom of the market. So, want to be careful with EU. Pretty much same analysis when it comes to GU as well. GU pretty much has the same analysis. While everybody's in the Discord, give me a second. Right, so but now let's keep going. So GA, we don't have any gaps in the market, which is good. We're still in an uptrend, right? Push 1, push 2, we're in push 3. We're already above the previous peak high. So this is a pair that currently is sitting in peak high territory, right? This is usually not a pair I would even trade anymore until we start either price gives us a change of character, break of structure back to the bottom side, or if price gives us a continuation, right? It's either 2 weeks of rise or 2 days of rise, or maybe 2 months of rise. That's when I'll take any trade like that. So right now for GA, we have a change of character to the bottom side, and then we just have a day of drop, no continuation. So right now for GA, just gonna take a step back from it. GCAD, no gap in the market, which is good. We are in level 3, looking for price to reach our previous peak high, back to the top side. We have no continuations on the monthly time frame. We're sitting in, or I'm sorry, the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we're sitting at higher high, right? In an uptrend, we're sitting at the higher high. So again, we wanted to see price give us a break of these highs. The fact that price came back up and just gave us exhaustion candles, and now we're seeing price give us lower low and lower high once again, is already a bad sign, right? It's pretty much already telling me that this is a very weak area for price to think that price is going to push to the top side. And we could even see it, right? Even on the 30 minute, if we go down to the 30 minute, on the 4 hour we could see price go down, but on the 30 minute is really where you could see price just continuing the trend, right? Lower low, lower high, back into the lower low, right? There's no continuations just yet, right? So we could potentially be looking for a pullback back to the top side, right? But just a little pullback, because again, right now we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So again, for me, not trading GCAD, taking a step back, no need to rush. There's a million other pairs that look better than this, right? I'm not gonna cry over this pair. Go on to the next one, right? GJ, I'm not really trading it, so there's another one. I'm just gonna keep it up to date, see if there's anything that I want to see that's different, right? Just off the bat, what I want to see again is just another candle break above. So this is the daily time frame. We have to wait another trading day for me to have a valid break of these daily highs. That's what I'll be looking for. On the 4 hour, pretty much same highs, but not really, right? The 4 hour highs I'm not interested in for this area. The daily highs is what's really appealing to me. So we'll wait for the daily time frame to kind of shape up, and then on the 30 minute we're still making, well, yeah, currently making higher highs and higher lows again. We have 2 days of rise. We have a gap in the market, resets the trend. But we'll mark it. It's okay. Alright, let's see what GJ wants to do. GU. Again, guys, gonna speed it up just a little bit. If you guys have any questions, let me know. These pretty much these last couple pairs, not really trading them. So I guess we could do ETH now, and then if you guys don't have any other questions, then we'll be done for the day. Or any other pairs. I'll do ETH now after GU. So GU, right, first zone consolidation in an uptrend. We have the break, we have the retest, higher low, back into the higher high. Right, back into the higher high. So into the 4 hour time frame, we had 2 weeks of rise. This week being the third week, price went up, went to make a new high. Right, after price made a new high, again, price tapped into these highs and didn't give us a valid break just yet. So I cannot say that price is going to continue to make another higher high. Right, we're just tapping into these highs, which is okay. Same thing even with the 4-day variation. Price gave us a 4-day variation push to the top side, right? Well, they didn't even actually make a new high, actually. We had 3 days of rise, and it didn't even give us a new push to the top side. It did give us a rise, but it didn't give us a new high, right? But again, it did give us a a third week high. That's what we did do already. Same thing as EU, right? So It's funny. What you were talking about, well, on the chat today, I forgot who, Rambash, right? He put in the chat EU's engulfing candle. He's like, oh, is this a valid engulfing candle? Right? Um, on EU, you can see that price would have hit your stop loss. It would have just tapped into your stop loss, right? But then on GU, it didn't even get close to the stop loss. Still draw down just a little bit. No cherry course, but can you educate me more on market structure? Yeah, I mean it's not really anything too crazy. Um, you could even keep it simple, right? Like how do you know where your higher high and higher low is, right? Like for example on GU, this isn't lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher 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 low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, right? Like how many people you see read market structure like that? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was saying like I had to go back into the Discord, cause I had forgotten who it was that put that in the chat this morning in the Discord chat, right? So how many people do you know or have you seen that read market structure like that, right? And that's incorrect. The reason being is because when you're looking at structure, you want to make sure that you're looking to see if price ever broke the previous highs or previous lows, right? Because think about it. Every time somebody talks about market structure, they always talk about, oh, it's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And if that's the case, again, you always notice there's a new high, there's a new low. In order for a new high and new low to be set, a new high has to be hit, right? Then you say, okay, now you have a higher high, right? So you're trading between this higher low and this higher high until you got a pullback, right? Once you get this pullback is important because in order for you to get a break, you need a pullback, and then boom, you got a break. So then after you got a break, you say higher low, boom, higher high. So now you're trading between this low and this high, right? But then what happens when price does something like this, right? What happens when something like this happens? Are you gonna say that this is higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low? You see what I'm saying? No. This is just a zone of consolidation. This is just internal noise. You're still trading between this low and this high, right? So with that being said, when you're looking at market structure, right, just so we could go into detail, right, just so we could start off here. Notice how I have these 30-minute lines. I don't have them all the time because I don't like to have a lot of things on my screen. But this is how I would always say is it's a lot easier to keep track, right? If you have a 30, just put your 30-minute line, right? Put your 30-minute line. This is higher high. This is higher low. Price broke. Boom. Then you put your 30-minute line here. Boom. Higher high. Price broke here. Put your 30-minute line at the bottom if you want to put it at the bottom. At the lowest point, right, between the high and where the break happens. Put it at the lowest point, and then you find another higher high. Boom, where's another higher high at? Over here, right? It's not this, it's not a significant pullback. All of this is part of the same trend, right? Did price break the high or price break the low? Nothing broke the low. Boom, the highs, boom, until here. Perfect. So then what happened? You had higher high, higher low, higher high. So then you move your 30-minute line into the low, right? And so now you know you're trading between this low, right, and this high. So now this high, you have higher high. Boom. And in this higher high, you see that price gave you a higher low and then came up and gave you, boom, a higher high. So now we know that we're trading between this low, right, which I'm going to say from here to here, right, higher low, and this higher high up here. So that's all that it is. That's all that market structure is. It's just understanding where you're trading, higher high and higher low. Okay, cool. Now, everything in between is just, again, noise. It's just to trap you, right? It's to make you believe that this is where price is making higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Make you believe that this is where price is going to continue and then go short, right? And then make you believe again that this is where price is going to go short because, oh, a double bottom, this is going to be the retest to continue. And then what happens? Price goes up and hits your stop loss, right? At the same time, just look at how many traders they're trapping in these areas, right? If you're a double bottom trader, right, you got in on a double bottom trade, right? So it's just trapping traders left and right the entire time in these areas. That's what we try to avoid. Um, all right, real quick, let me just update these pairs real quick before I do ETH. All right, oil, we're still in an uptrend. And ETH's analysis is going to be the same as Bitcoin's analysis. We're missing 30 minutes for the market to close for Bitcoin, or for crypto. We have 2 months to rise, this month being the third month. We're still expecting that new high to be made, which is good. Right, we have a week of rise. Then price gave us a no net, no continuation. Alright. I am expecting price to at least go up again. I don't know, we'll see. You know, gold is still making higher high and higher low at this point still too. Gave us a change of character to the downside and now give us another change of character. It's been just trapping the entire time too for the last couple of weeks. But that's okay. Three days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and we ended up going down. Right, we have this gap here as well at the bottom of the market. We'll see what price wants to do. ZAR and CAD, I'm not really trading it, so I'm not even gonna entertain them right now. And then US30, well, you make it easier to understand. Yep, no problem. Yeah, it really shouldn't be that difficult. Like it is for some reason. Like, again, everybody, it's really easy to show you, like, you know what I said, right? It's really easy. Everybody could do this, right? Everybody could draw this out on the whiteboard. You see this, like everybody on YouTube, you look it up and they have this, right? Higher high, higher lower, or vice versa, right? Lower low and lower high. But then you go on the chart, and again, they'll go on the chart and they're reading on a 30-minute time frame. They're over here saying that this is, you know, higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high. And it's like, yo, but like that doesn't even make any sense. That's not right. Just because you see candlesticks doesn't mean that it's higher high, higher low, lower low. Like, what's the structure looking like? Right? And once you start reading that, you start noticing like, oh shit, okay. It really is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? The break happened where? Here, right? Boom, higher high, boom, lower low, lower high, lower low, boom. This is where we have a little higher high now, right? Everything else that you see in between is just noise, it's just sideways movement. Everything that you see in between is just noise, right? But if you're following structure, you don't get caught up in all that. Right, you already know, okay, boom, this is a lower high. This isn't higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Like, no, this is just lower low, boom, lower high, boom, lower low, boom, lower high. Right? So, I don't have anything to say about US30 either. We're in a situation where we don't have a valid break of these highs just yet either. Um, again, we're in an area where I would love to see price go up, but without a valid break, I can't say that we're gonna go up, right? Which is what we're seeing now. We're just seeing price go down. But if we go down, then that means gold is gonna go up. And I, again, would love to see gold go down due to the fact that we still have these gaps at the bottom and we've already reached gold's daily highs already. So we'll see. Alright, and then the last pair that we're gonna do is ETH. Um, and ETH again should be really similar. Like you could even see it. You already see like this is this is Bitcoin's chart on the 4 hour, and this is ETH's chart on the 4 hour. It's pretty much the same. Very very similar. Pretty identical. Um, let's look at this in the daily. Right, daily is a little bit different. Daily time frame is a little bit different. Um, look at this in the 4 hour. Yeah, what I really like is this, right? It's like it's the same thing as a regular shoulder head shoulders, it's just inverted, right? So it's just giving us like a clean view as to where price, where we could expect price to either respect or break, right? And in this case, either price is gonna break these highs or is gonna respect them, or obviously we're pretty much ping ponging between these highs and these lows. Right, so this is just on the daily time frame, right? The more we go in on the lower time frames, we could be like, okay, these are a lot stronger areas. Like we could see that price is giving us an engulfing candle here, a 4 hour engulfing candle in the next 26 minutes. So it's already giving us like kind of an understanding. Like, we don't have a valid break of these highs just yet. No valid break of the highs. Now we start seeing on the lower time frames price going from higher highs and higher lows to lower lows and lower highs, right? Which, where do we see that? We see that here. higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Boom, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? We know that we're trading between this high and this low. So all of this is just a pullback. Could this be the lower high? Absolutely. For price to continue into lower low, right? It could be. So again, it's very similar to what we're seeing on Bitcoin, right? Very, very similar. Right. You have higher high, higher low, higher high, then price came down, gave you a lower low, right? Came up, gave you a lower high, right? So we're looking for pretty much those continuations, right? The only difference is Bitcoin has that third month push, but again, we already know it's low probability because we're downtrending on the 30-minute and price failed to give us a valid break of the daily time frame highs. So that would be the only difference, but pretty much the structure between BTC and ETH pretty much the same. But that's pretty much it, man. Any other questions? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, that's pretty much it for tonight, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Discord, everyone's good. Alright. Check YouTube. Mr. Bashir says thanks, no problem. Nope, no questions? Alright, Mr. Bashir, no problem, man. I hope everything made sense with the market structure and even with the reason why the engulfing candle didn't work. I hope all of that made sense. So, good night, my brother. Likewise, thank you.